Hi, it's Frank Klesitz, Vyral Marketing. You're going to meet Tom White. He's a client of ours for 7 years in San Antonio, Texas. He's had a couple of accounts with us. He has one for his real estate team for buyers and sellers, one database touch program for that. He has another one for his property management business. So about 75 deals last year he did in his real estate business. He has a property management business with 350 doors. So he started that about 10 years ago after being in real estate, starting real estate 15 years ago. And he also has one for agent attraction, recruiting, agent referrals, three different accounts. And he had a fourth one for a while in a home remodeling business, but decided to get into a med spa business that he's been quite involved with in the past year. And even though I thought it'd be interesting to interview him, not only has he been a longtime client, thank you so much, but he was able to do 75 deals, mostly from his database with his agents, pretty passively, pretty relatively hands off. It's hard to say passive income. With viral marketing really helping that. So he can go spend his time on another business. And I thought it'd be interesting to see how he structured that and how he did that for you. So at some point, maybe you can find yourself in the same situation. So that's what this interview is going to be about today. So Tom, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on, Frank. I appreciate it. And I'm excited to talk to you and share some of the little secrets that I have that's helped me out a little bit.
Good. I'm going to change a little bit of the recording thing here, just make sure everything's going smooth. All right. So tell me about your decision to hire Vyral 7 years ago. What was the problem you were facing in your business that you needed a solution like ours?
So the main issue that I've had is time. Is just how do I get in front of people and I don't have enough time. So I really use viral to help get my image out there to as many people as possible because I didn't have the time to touch those people and see those people out as much as possible. And I love people and I love talking about them. I don't always like talking about real estate. And so I found that some of my conversations I was having with my clients, my potential clients, it was always about them or something like sports or something other than real estate. And I was always just not talking to people about real estate. So I had to change that. And the best way that I found was I got a great review from somebody named Alexis Wygan a long time ago. And she said that try Viral out. And so I used Viral and I found that I could easily have some real estate conversations because that's what I talk about. I have real estate conversations and then I can get myself out there to a lot of folks. I've met a lot of people and it just really worked incredibly, incredibly well. I got the real estate conversations I wanted in front of people. They started to know me for real estate. And all I had to do is meet a lot of people and create a database, and that was easy for me. So both of those things together really helped out.
7 years you've been a client. So clearly it's working for you.
Hmm.
Why?
I think the main thing that it works for me is that I'm disciplined in doing it. I believe in Gary Keller has a 33 touch program, and I just you have to get out there. You absolutely have to get out there. So it's the one thing that, and I've had great years in real estate. Last year was, although I've sold whatever homes I sold, it wasn't a great year. Um, but through and through, I can keep marketing and keep that touch system for the bang for my buck. It really helps me out with the bang for my buck. And it helps me stay just top of mind from those folks. So it's just helped me be so successful because it's the one thing that I can't throw out is that time piece and being in front of piece. I can't let that go. And so because I can't let that go, viral has been really important for me. And I don't have the time to hire the staff that's going to do the marketing for me and to clean up my videos. And viral's helped me with that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Topics. How how are you not getting tired of saying the same thing over and over for 7 years?
To be upfront with you, I do one take. I don't do multiple takes. I mean, this is what you see is what you get, and it's not going to be better.
Let me rephrase. How do you come up with topics that your audience finds interesting and you look forward to making?
I think that part's challenging. So I've probably said the same topics a few times, but I used to come up with the topics on my own. Then before I had Viral, I had some great stuff. I used to talk about. I'm in San Antonio, and I'd always do the best places to eat in San Antonio, the best summer vacations around San Antonio, the best day trips in San Antonio. And they were great, and people liked it and everything like that. But it was too much thinking on my part. And so and it didn't get into the real estate part, which I needed. So I just basically let go and let Viral take give me the topics. And through the years, you guys have evolved a lot. We used to have to kind of come up with some topics. Then they had some topic trees with some of the account managers I have. But now I just this last shoot I did, I just use their topics, and I don't get too I don't get too into, is this one going to be a great one? Is this one not going to be a great one? I trust the process. I just sit down and I do the work. I put my head down and I do the work, and that's it. And then I set the time to do the work. I'm not shooting them every month. I'm shooting several at one time.
I find it really interesting, Tom. What I'm hearing from you is that you have a real difficult time turning a friendship conversation into work.
Yeah,
And you hired Vyral to reduce the scope of your video topics from interesting journalism
yeah,
to topics that really appeal to somebody about actually needs to buying or selling a house. And Vyral you used as a way to communicate with your database about work because you were uncomfortable doing it one-to-one.
yeah.
Is there some truth to that? Is that what I'm hearing?
Very much so. Very much so. I think I have an I personality. I like to be liked, and so I like to be liked, and I necessarily don't feel like talking to somebody about what are the three ways to blank 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 sell your home for more money. This is going to be the topic that I want to hear. I don't want to hear that topic. I'd rather hear about the sports game or somebody's kids or something like that. But so I'm going to have a hard time if I see a stranger or see somebody that I haven't seen in a while, talking to them about the three ways to sell your home for the most money possible, or the home three ways to sell your home in the wintertime, or whatever the topic is. But if I can do that topic and I can put that out there, I feel that if they want to see it, great. If they don't want to see it, delete the email, but please don't unsubscribe, hopefully. But just have it out there. And I think just that having it out there that I'm the real estate guy just really emphasizes and helps out things too. Another huge point of it is I've had the different businesses, and I want to be known. I had a great coach tell me a few weeks ago, I want to be known as a real estate guy, even though I do some other things with a lot of my group. Yes, I'm a dad. Yes, I'm all these other things, but I want to be known as the real estate guy. And once people start thinking of me as a real estate guy, then I start buying and selling a lot of houses. When they start thinking me of somebody who knows how to plant tomatoes or knows the latest score of the football game, then they don't think of me as a real estate guy. They're asking me about gardening and sports, and that doesn't bring money to the table. So Viral has allowed me to be that real estate guy for so many people, and that's helped out a lot.
7 years of hitting your list with real estate videos, and people are still engaging. Two questions come to mind. Well, really one. Well, two. Why do you think that the list is still engaging with your video content when it's so specific to real estate? One. And second, how are you building your list? Because people fade away. People do unsubscribe. People stop opening the emails. They stop paying attention to you after some point.
Yeah.
Those are my two questions. Why are people still engaging with your content after so long?
I have no idea. I have no idea why they're engaging. So I guess I don't know why they're engaging, right? But I think maybe being consistent, I think helps, right? So I'm definitely very, very consistent. I don't think I've missed one video. I mean, I've missed about I have four campaigns, and I've missed five videos in 7 years probably. So I've never missed, except for these five things, five ones, and they're the last 3 months or 3 or 4 months. I never missed. I mean, my hit rate is 98%. They're getting a video, and so I think that helped probably. And I just do my best on my videos. I'm not shooting, like I said, multiple times. I'm just almost always one and done with the video. And I don't know why else people are looking at me, but no, and I didn't even know they were. I didn't even know they were. Thank you, Frank, for that, because I didn't know that they were. I was more or less engaging than anybody else, but I appreciate that.
How do you stay so focused?
I think a little bit of it is a little bit of it's fear, and so I want to, um, I love people. I've got a great why. I want to help the world out. I want to be big. I want to, I feel like I'm a good person as far as my values go, and so I want to help so many people out. But when doing that, you really only have 150 people that you can know very well. And so I have really 150 people that I can know their families, that can know everything about those folks. I mean, I wish I had the mental capacity to know more, but the reality is human beings can only know 150 people. That's it. That's it.
You know what that's called? Have you heard of Dunbar's number?
That's Dunbar's number. You're absolutely correct. So they only can know Dunbar's number, and that's knowing what their spouse does for a living, with their a little bit of their children and things like that. And so you've got Dunbar's number there. And so without that, and that I'm at way my second year in real estate, I was way at Dunbar's number. Then I've got to figure out some other things. And so that's where Viral has helped me out so much, or just these massive videos where I can just increase those numbers, and connect with all those folks. So that fear has allowed me to be disciplined, and I'm good with my time blocking. I don't. I shoot videos once every 6 months, and then I'll time block about. And when I do my videos, what I will do is I will take 1 week and I will time block 4 hours on each day. And my goal is to knock those all out. So just hit those videos and knock all those videos out within a 4 hour, one of those 4 hour blocks. And I try to get as many of those done as possible. And then my kind of free time after that, so I might have a week and maybe 3 of those days or have the 4 hour blocks. I'm going to try to get those videos done in the first day or the second day. And the third day, maybe I've got time off. I can go fish. I can go do a hobby. I can have fun. I can fill it with other meetings. But I try to knock that stuff out. And I put that as my one of my big things I've got to do every time, because I never want to miss a video.
Let's talk return on investment. 7 years you've been paying us. Thank you. 7 years. That's amazing. When you see that viral charge going through with the ups and downs of the real estate market, going through COVID, going through the high season of 2021 and 2022, and now how transactions are down, and you see that consistent charge. Real question: how do you know you're getting a return on investment on the money you're paying us?
I mean, that's challenging. So I take it as my time, right? So, and I don't think anything's more valuable than my time. So I take it as I can send I don't know what my database list is. It's huge, and some other campaigns are small. Um, but and so the big campaigns for the sales campaigns pretty big. I think it's getting over around 10,000 or maybe more, something like that. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think that's what it is. So these are the folks I can really get out and see. And so I think that, and I have mailers, I have client appreciation. It's just my business. So I don't know what my return on investment is, but I know it's with my time, and I can't replicate that time. And so when I look at the money, and then I can look at my other businesses too. People know our businesses. People know my property management company, Peace of Mind Property Management. They know that company, and that's a very valuable thing too, because I can't be everywhere, and I can't hire another one of myself. So the more I can clone myself, the absolute better. So that's probably an awful answer, Frank, but
It's a fine answer. I'll take the answer.
it's my answer.
You're buying back time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And clone.
Well, it's interesting because that goes through your head every single time for 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
and you know where the value is, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, you want people to know who you are, and so that's the other thing. So when I go through and I walk into a restaurant and people say, "There's Tom White," "There's Tom White," everybody knows. When people start learning who Tom White is, that's a huge thing.
So let's talk about the ultimate benefit here. You're buying marketing, you're buying advertising. 75 deals. I mean, I would love to go into for time's sake, we're not, but you're obviously doing this for property management and you're doing this for agent recruiting to stay in touch with agents and to stay in front of landlords and probably agents that can refer you property management business. But let's just stay focused on the consumers of 75 deals. Your time has been very tied up in this med spa that you got involved with this past year. And you're telling me before the interview that these 75 deals were relatively hands off for you. Tell the audience of how you made that happen. How did you set up your business to be able to sell 75 homes relatively to being hands off, not passive?
Well, first off, I have an incredible agent base. So I have just incredible people. I surround myself with incredible people. I do my best to be a great leader, have great values. And with that, I've just been fortunate and blessed to have some incredible agents on my team. So I have one guy who's been with me for 11 years. He's done a fantastic job. And then I have another guy who's been with me for 5. Two people agents who have been with me for 3 years. Over the years, I've had really good retention. It hasn't always been that way, but we've had a good run of events on the last 3 years. And so having those agents has been it's been spectacular. So with a great agent group, and that also helps with agent recruiting too. So we weren't going to talk about that, but the recruiting piece ties in with having those folks in. So these guys have a great opportunity. So with that, I haven't shown a home in about 10 years or 7 years. I haven't shown a home in 10 years.
You haven't shown a home.
I haven't shown a home in 10 years. And other than like maybe there were somebody who's incredibly close, like myself, I've shown myself houses and maybe just going along for the ride, but I haven't shown a home or worked with a buyer for over 10 years. And I haven't gone on a listing appointment in about 5 years 5 years or so. And I have this team and a guy who worked with me, the guy who's worked with me for 11 years, Joey's fantastic. But then I have Ray, Heather, and William, and some other folks too that they'll take some of my they'll handle that for me. And so I'll have this. People will go see me, and the agents are tied to me because I provide them deals. They have a great
Which most of which come from your database. Question.
coming from my database, and I kicked ass when I was an agent for 5 years. I kicked ass. I didn't have the best. Not, I mean, I had great numbers. Don't get me wrong. I was selling a lot, but I wasn't selling. I wasn't the agent that was selling 60 homes in the first 2 years. But my clients really liked me a lot, which that was great. And this has allowed me to, the Vyral has allowed me to keep those clients. And I have client appreciation events. So you have to tie Vyral with a nice client appreciation event. We do a pie giveaway, and we do a little bit of a mailer list. Now our mailer list is very small, very small compared to our Vyral. We have those together, and they all work very well.
The agents are on your team because you coach them, you train them, you lead them. But mostly is because they can make a living and there's business in your database that you're marketing to. Here's my question. How do you handle someone who comes in that wants to work for you because you're marketing you to your list to one of your agents? And how do you hand that relationship over? Because that sounds kind of like the holy grail to be able to make that happen. Tell me about that handoff.
So, I mean, you've got to find somebody that's okay. So when you hand off your business, you have to find somebody that's better than you. Okay. And so you have to be humble. I think that's a big piece of it is being humble. But the second thing, you have to have a reality check too. So I'll just start with buyers. If I have somebody who all they do is they go out and look at homes all the time, there should be a better buyer's agent than I am. Okay. And if they have more time and they're just all they're doing is looking at homes, 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 and especially if I can pick out the personality type, they should be better than you. Okay. And then you can flip that around to the listing side. If they just list homes or they're looking at homes all the time, they should be better than you. And so your lead agent or your rainmaker should, you're going to have to do marketing. You're going to have to shoot obviously viral videos like we talked about. You're going to have to do so many things that your agents really should be better than you are. And if they're not, why not? And if you even have a different price point, if you like looking at $1 million luxury homes and that's your specialty, you're probably having a bad attitude when you look at $200,000 homes. So your agents really should be better than you are if you're picking good agents out. And if somebody's coming to work on my team, I'm not giving them the top deals, Frank. I'm giving that to my agents who have earned it, who their personalities fit with it. But I am bringing the folks on, and they get some weaker leads from us, but they also do get the coaching and such from me too. So it all works out well that they have a good value proposition. They're coming on, they get the coaching with me. I do spend a lot of time with my agents, and they have a lot of, some leads that can come on and they can work with those leads.
I think I found the title for this interview. Let me know if this is honest. How Tom White sold 75 homes without going on any appointments himself.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. I haven't got, and you can have for 3 years.
Strengthen the headline that way.
I get more, and I probably need to make sure I'm giving you the right amount of homes sold too. I want to flaunt my numbers. I usually flaunt my numbers by 10%, so you can probably take that
Cut it down by 7.5.
as 7.5.
I'm not going to do the math here because I'll get it wrong. 68.5.
So anyway, I'll be like, oh man, gosh, and I just say something out loud. I probably said it 10% higher than it should have been. But anyway, but yeah, I haven't gone on a listing appointment for a long time.
Good job, Tom. Does anyone ever tell you good job?
A few people do. Yeah, no, I get a lot of praise. I get more than I deserve. So.
That was helpful. We'll end the interview there.
All right.
If anybody's watching this, you want a copy of Tom's marketing plan, you can go to getvyral.com. On the homepage, you can download the official video marketing plan that Tom's following. If you want to reach out to Tom, just Google him. He's easy to find. San Antonio. And every week, I take a small group of clients and coach them through getting better results. And you could attend my weekly classes on how to get the best results from the viral marketing system of me actually working with 3 clients in a small group every week. That's on our website, getvyral.com/class. And if you're a client, talk to your coach about executing, or if you're not a client, feel free to reach out and you can request a free strategy call right on our website, and we'll talk about what it would look like to get a marketing system in place like what Tom is doing here. Tom, thank you.
Thanks, Frank.